Hi, everybody, it's Don, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, Norwegian says they're going to be stepping up their cost saving measures. We're also going to talk about what they're seeing now in future bookings, and this might start happening for a lot of cruise lines. We also have a guest that upset over a delayed in embarking on the cruise ship. We'll talk a little bit about that. And then we also have Hawaii. Hawaii just passed a new tax for the first time ever on cruise ships. And some cruise lines aren't happy. And one in particular is saying, you know what, we might just pull our ships all together. So first off, let's talk about the wonder of the seas. We have a notice that was sent out to an upcoming sailing on the Wonder where they said, because of an enhanced customs inspection on that day, we are going to be delayed embarking our passengers and it'll be a little slower getting passengers off. Please come to the cruise port 1 hour after your assigned time. So if you picked 11 o'clock as your assigned time, please come at 12 o'clock. And most people just said, okay, well, an hour, it's not so bad, right? It's a 6 or 7 day cruise. It's not a big deal. Alrighty, but one passenger came out right away in the posts and on Facebook and on some websites with the cruise line and said, this is BS, blah, 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 blah. Let's just say most passengers just did not take kindly to his attitude or her attitude, whoever it may be, and basically called them out on it, saying, look, customs has to do their thing. It's beyond the cruise line's control. It's an hour out of a 7-day cruise, thousands of hours, hundreds of hours on the cruise ship. You got to miss one. It's not that big a deal. Stop being so entitled. Stop being so petty. And oh, if this is upsetting you, imagine if anything that actually really happened badly on a cruise, like your cabin gets flooded or you miss 2 cruise ports because of weather. This person would just be that person who's upset the whole time and you just don't want to be around them. So sometimes you got to think a little bit before posting things like, oh, this is BS, boys. Oh, this is the most horrible thing that's ever happened to us on a cruise. We actually can't get on the ship for a whole hour. Yeah, I've been delayed 7 hours getting on a cruise ship, right? My time was 2 o'clock in the afternoon and I didn't get on until, 9 o'clock at night. So, this is a drop in the bucket. Next, let's talk about Hawaii. Hawaii just passed a new transient hotel tax on cruise ships. Now, this has been in effect for people staying in hotels for less than a certain amount of time. That's a normal thing. Hotel taxes are normal things, but it's never been applied to the cruise ships. And now the cruise ships will be taxed for every night they're in port in a Hawaiian city. Whether you're in Hawaii, whether you're in Oahu, wherever you are, if you're there 4 nights, you're now going to get an 11% tax on the entire cruise fare. Now, there are a couple things the cruise lines are saying, hey, this is completely unfair, because for one thing, the hotels don't have food, entertainment, and all that included in the price of their hotels, right? Normally you book your hotel and then you pay your food afterwards. Well, on a cruise ship, the food's included. So that's also part of the hotel fees. So they're getting taxed also now on the food that they're supplying to the passengers and the drinks that they're supplying to the passengers. So they've been saying this isn't right. And now Norwegian has been really strong on this. Don't forget, Norwegian has the Pride of America, which is the only American based cruise ship in the world, and it is, big cruise line, right? And it sails 7-night sailings from Honolulu. Well, they're in port 6 of 7 days on that 7-day sailings, and they're in the Hawaiian waters the whole other time. So does that mean the Pride of America's fees and your cruise starting on January 1st, 2026 are now going to be 11% higher because of this tax? Remember, it's a brand new tax. This is beside any port fees and things like that that are going on already. This is an 11% hotel transient tax. Now, they say the money is going to environmental initiatives such as, beach replenishment and preparedness for hurricanes, getting rid of unwanted grass and trees. This is what really contributed to the big fire that happened last year in Hawaii that wiped out the town. So yeah, they're saying this all going towards that. But Norwegian has already said that if this goes through, and the only thing left to do, it's gone through both houses now, it only has to get signed by the governor. And if that's the case, Norwegian has now a decision to make. Do we keep that ship in Hawaii? Because now it is 11% higher. How are the bookings going to be? How are things going to be rated going forward? Ugh. It's a rough place to be in. And even other cruise lines that will do, say, a 14-night sailing, well, if you're going to stay 3 or 4 nights in Hawaii on that sailing, that's 3 or 4 nights that you got to charge 11% more. So all those are going to go up. Trans-Pacific cruises, back and forth between North America and Australia and Asia, those are going to get more expensive. It's just, it's just another fee, and it's all being passed on to us. Now, as I reported earlier, Norwegian had come out and they actually lost $40 million in the first quarter. However, they did take possession of a $1 billion cruise ship, which, really hits your books hard. So that wasn't the big news in the whole story. Those 2 things came out of it. One of them was their cost-saving measures. They have this big $300 million cost savings initiative that they're trying to do, from fuel savings to infrastructure to personnel, etc. And the CEO came out and said, "Now we've done some really good things. We've saved like 11% in our fuel year over year, which is a big, big drop. However, they said we're also doing things now that are going to be cost effective but not impact our guests." So the first thing people say, well, cutbacks. Well, they're going to start cutting back on the food and the quality. And the CEO says that's exactly the opposite. In fact, they're investing more money in food right now and the protein and the meats going on their cruise ships. So they're trying to find things that are not going to impact the guest experience. So hopefully that means entertainment won't be cut, food quality won't be cut, and staffing won't be cut too much that it affects when you're going on the ships. And finally, one of the big trends out there, they say, Alaska season, we're really, really busy. We have the Caribbean, really, really busy. What they're seeing the big slowdown in their bookings from last year is Europe, especially the third quarter of this year. Now, people book their cruises far out in advance, right? So all the turmoil and everything that's happened now since the beginning of this year between other countries, United States, is with all the political turmoil and uncertainty, economic uncertainty that's going on right now, people are cutting back on those longer trips. The trips over to Europe, over to Asia and Australia, those long distance trips that are far more expensive than taking a cruise to Alaska or taking a cruise to the Bahamas in the Caribbean. It's, that's where you see the cutbacks, because people, first of all, aren't sure of how their finances are going to be 6 months from now, 7 months from now. And everyone knows things are put in place, taken on hold, etc. A whole bunch of stuff's just going on, and they're just not sure what's happening, and they want to keep their money close at hand in case the worst happens. Completely understandable. And they're seeing that there's a significant drop in European bookings from North America. In particular, the United States. So yeah, and also people can, with this stuff going on, they might not feel too comfortable traveling to Europe with the, political environment that's going on right now. They might not feel welcome to go there. They might feel, let's just hold off a little bit until things simmer down. And you can't blame people at all with those kind of things. But yeah, that could be a trend going forward, is these longer trips might be the first ones that you start seeing hit with an economical slowdown. We'll have to keep an eye on that because that could be the starting turn of all these cruise ships selling out over and over and over again. Let me know in the comments down below. Have you rethought about your cruises recently with the economic environment that's going on right now? Are you thinking, if I am going to go on a cruise, I'm going on a shorter cruise where I don't have to fly too far and cheaper cruise? It seems like a lot of people are. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. We'll see more tips, more tricks, more travel blogs from around the world. Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.